tons of activists that are running rampant within the video game industry, and they believe that they are better than the very people that they're selling video games to. And now an activist known for tantrums at Pal World and who worked on the flop Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has gone absolutely insane in a new rant over Silent Hill 2 and the fact that people are criticizing the female character redesigns. I have a few different things that I want to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, follow me on social media, and consider supporting through Patreon or through YouTube memberships. Now, we have seen a few new, images and of course the trailers for the Silent Hill 2 remake, and it has been highly scrutinized. People are not happy with the gameplay direction that they went in, with the overall atmosphere of the game, and of course character redesigns. When it comes to remakes and reboots, we can usually tell pretty quickly on if a game is going to face a lot of scrutiny because of redesigns. It really only takes one trailer or a couple of images, and unfortunately for Bloober Team, they have let everyone down, it seems, except for the activists, who are now trying their very best to defend this game that most likely is going to flop. And of course, we've all been talking about Angela's redesign and Maria's redesigns, and with both of them, their character models are extremely questionable, but with Maria, it goes a little bit further because they decided to completely tone down her outfit. She used to wear like this cropped top and a very short pencil skirt. I mean, she looked extremely early 2000s, and she looked fantastic, but they decided to put her in this very plain black dress with like this almost Claire from Resident Evil jacket situation. It just doesn't look good, and she was supposed to be extremely fashionable. And now we have activists who are saying gamers simply, want women to be hypersexualized objects, and these developers were trying to move past that. If the developers didn't feel comfortable with this game's content, they shouldn't have signed up for a remake. But of course, we know this is a remake for modern audiences, which we know is of course most likely not going to sell. And this is Del Walker. Now, he has me blocked on Twitter/X. He apparently is not up for conversation with people he doesn't agree with. Not that that's very surprising for these activists. And Manga Lawyer had posted this image saying this activist, known for tantrums at Pal World and working on the flop Kill the Justice League, has never played Silent Hill 2 or read its story. You can't make this up. And it's so true. He said, as a game dev, I'm here to tell you these situations arise when there are too many men on a team. I, as a woman, loved her design, love these female character designs, and if I was designing female characters in a game, I would be designing Bayonetta's and Eve's from Stellar Blades and Maria's. I would be totally down with these designs. Not every female character has to be flat as a board, unfashionable, wearing turtlenecks all the time, and yeah, they can still look super attractive in full bodysuits, but that was not Maria or the story of Silent Hill 2. It says they overcorrect for the hypersexuality of the 90s, and there's no woman in the room to say, relax. Some women like dressing in leopard print and crop tops, and that's okay. Now, of course, I find it hilarious that he says, as a game developer, he worked on one of the worst video game flops of 2024, and a game that is going to go down in history as just one of the worst video game releases, period. Kill the Justice League had no redeeming qualities about it at all whatsoever, and it was an absolute embarrassment compared to the other Arkhamverse titles, and I personally don't even consider it Arkhamverse. It was just that bad, but clearly when we have people like this on that team, we can see why it failed. Also, you have to consider Sweet Baby Inc. This is somebody who supports Sweet Baby Inc. and who thinks that narrative consultation companies are good for the industry. Again, if a development team does not like the content, they should not be in the business of remakes, and it's just that simple. companies should be hiring teams of people who actually love and respect that content. But he is someone who in the past has been extremely egotistical, put his narcissism on full display. He had tweeted, "After 11 years in this industry, I finally did it. A black character on the front cover of a AAA game. Dreams do come true, y'all." Who wants to tell him that this has been done dozens and dozens and dozens of times in the past? First of all, that's a very specific way to word it to try and seem relevant, but it's not even true. I mean, there are tons of examples. We have CJ from San Andreas right here on the cover. We have Franklin from Grand Theft Auto 5 right here on the cover. We have James from Prototype 2, Lee from The Walking Dead Telltale, and these are just a few examples when there are tons out there, and these games were all considered AAA when they released. They had big budgets and big teams behind them. I mean, maybe he would, try to word AAA in a specific way, the definition of it in a certain way to, again, try and seem relevant, but he's not. He is an absolute joke within the industry, and he's worked on one of the worst video game releases I have seen since probably the Lord of the Rings Gollum game. We also had, Kong Skull Island, that title, which was just a truly a disaster. But of course, he has been getting absolutely roasted on Twitter/X because of it. No wonder younger gamers are picking up classic titles nowadays. Yeah, I mean, we have seen of course, resurgence in older video games and the rising prices of them because of collectors, but also, newer audiences getting into older games. And if you look at something like KTJL, I would always go for the other Arkhamverse games before I ever played this again. And with Silent Hill, I would rather pick up the original Silent Hill than most likely this remake. Now, it might come out, it might be absolutely amazing, but from what we have seen so far, most people are generally upset with the changes that they've made, except for these activists who believe that they are above gamers, and they are just massive narcissists. People are saying things like, that dude is a joke of a game dev. If he agrees with that, he knows what world we live in. I will stop playing video games every time they say it's a game for modern audiences or a game to represent diversity. He should just name himself L. Walker with the amount of L-type games he has worked on. She's hypersexualized. That is the point. Yeah, that is the point of Silent Hill 2, and of course it's supposed to be the way that James sees the world, not, how this game developer sees the world. It is always hilarious to see people like this get absolutely roasted on social media. It just goes to show not only does he have no idea what the game is about, but also the state of the video game industry, why so many people are not purchasing bad games that, are marketed with terms like modern in mind, and they have no idea what people want to buy and what people are steering clear from. This game, Silent Hill 2's remake, does have a narrative consultation company behind it, Hit Detection, and it seems like they definitely went in and did what they were hired to do, I suppose, and the developers did take all of their criticisms to heart. So it will be interesting to see more teasers and trailers released, them get absolutely roasted, and if any other devs within the industry come out and praise this new modern direction for Silent Hill 2, and only time will tell. But for now, that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.